What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live, powered by BetUS. Today, we have our first episode for picks against the spread. We're going to pick 10 NBA games today, and this is a segment that we do during the season. Normally, we stream Mondays and Thursdays around this time. Today, we're streaming on Wednesdays. The Blazers kickoff action tonight. We'll preview the game a little bit after picks against the spread. In case you're new to our second channel and our in-season streams of Blazers Uprise Live, we pick the day's games, chat gets to vote in a poll, all of our moderators participate, and then also we have a couple people from our new social media team participating with us as well. So looking forward to getting things underway. It's always a fun day for the first day of picks against the spread, man. We're back to the grind. Eric, how's it going? You're muted, by the way.
I'm good. Just had a plane flying overhead. Yeah.
It was all good. I like the planes, man.
Yeah.
I like the planes. This new house that I got has planes that fly like directly above it a lot, so probably hear some from me too.
Yeah, we already got people asking about how to watch the game. You should be able to watch it on broadcast TV with an antenna. If you don't have an antenna or a TV that has one built in, then you'll need to purchase Blazer Vision or League Pass, depending on where you're located.
Or purchase Blazer tickets. I'm going to be at the game tonight, so post-game stream is going to be live a little bit late, probably 30 to 40 minutes afterwards. So just hang tight after that, and we'll have a fun post-game show for you guys. Always fun to kick off the season, man. And also, we're going to have a 503 podcast dropping right here on the second channel very soon. It has 4 minutes left in the upload. So you guys can watch that after this stream, after picks against the spread, whatever you want. Hoops Crush podcast dropped a couple days ago. We had a stream last night predicting standings. We have a ton of content that we've dropped recently. So between now and the game, you got some content to hold you over until the Blazers tip off tonight against the Golden State Warriors. With that being said, Eric, let's get things started with picks against the spread. First, we're going to take a look at last year's standings. This is how things shook out after the 2023-2024 NBA season. Chat, you won it all with a 201-185 record. It wasn't really a good year for us. We were a bit below 500. Steven was at the bottom all year long, came back strong, almost won it all, tied with Chase at second and third. Shout out to Chase. He won't be participating with us this year. We got 2 social media guys joining us, so we got 13 people. I finished 500. Hopefully we will do better than that today, and better than that this season. Eric, what were your thoughts on last year? It was maybe our worst year collectively.
Yeah, not great overall. Congrats to chat, though. I always say just at least pick 500 or better, and just you're in pretty good shape. You and Trevin right there, 5th and 6th place, right in the middle of the pack. So that's nothing to be ashamed of. So yeah, just that's always my goal. Go for 50%. But congrats to chat. They were a little above 500 last year, and really did a nice job picking games.
Yep, and these are the metrics on the right that we're going to be keeping track of this year. Okay, skew favorite. That means the percentage of time that each person picks the favorite. As you can see, last year, 60% of the time we picked the favorite. Maybe that's not the right strategy. Also, the time that each person sided with the majority. Steven went against the grain second most. Zach went against the grain most. And then also the percentage of time we picked the home team. We actually picked road team more often than not. Always interesting to look at those metrics. With that being said, let's jump into the first game, which is the Detroit Pistons hosting the Indiana Pacers. This is the only 4:10 p.m. Pacific time game. All these times are Pacific time. And we'll have Javon and Brendan participating with us. They're helping us out with social media this year, so shout out to them. They are the rookies this year, Eric. It's always fun to introduce a couple of rookies to this. We got 13 people now. We just keep expanding. Hopefully the NBA will expand soon. But the Pacers are a 5-point favorite. The favorite will be down there under spread lines. It'll be shaded in the team color. It's Indiana -5, which means that if you pick Indiana, you think they'll win by more than 5. If you pick Detroit, you think they'll lose by less than 5 or outright win. So we're not picking who necessarily wins the game. We are picking the spread line. If you have any questions about how spreads work, what the -5 means for Indiana, feel free to ask us in the chat. We'll do our best to answer any questions that you have. And also, we will have a chat poll that you can vote in on behalf of chat to see if you can run it back. And we got a giveaway, a couple giveaways coming up this season as a reward for you winning it all. This season, we got a $200 prize at the end of this thing for whoever wins. And if it's chat, we'll do more giveaway stuff going into the offseason. It was a 100 prize last year, so we're ratcheting up the stakes. And with every matchup, I always turn over to Eric and ask him, Eric, can't wait to say this, what are the injuries for this game?
It is going to be a minute. Underdog no longer lists their injuries on a page, so I don't know where to go to get them.
Well, that's a little unfortunate. Luckily, it's the start of the season and things are pretty light. Anyway, I will post the chat poll afterwards. We got Crushables going with the Indiana Pacers. We got Steven going with the Detroit Pistons. And we got 503 going with the Indiana Pacers.
If anyone in chat has a link to an injury report, like Underdog all last year, just every day they would post every single game with all the injuries listed. I can't seem to find it. They have it all tweeted out, but it's all individual tweets. So it's going to take.
Yep. Isaiah Jackson is out, according to Brendan. Brendan and Javon, their first picks and picks against the spread are both going to be the Indiana Pacers. I assume both these teams are relatively healthy. Start of the season. And let's see, where are our moderators? Jackson's here. Arrow should be here. Just try and find the Jackson. That says Isaiah Jackson out for the Pacers. Asar Thompson, Tim Hardaway out for the Pistons are the injuries. We got Trevin going Pacers. I'm going to go Pacers. I am a Pacer believer this year. Why is it only 5? Seems like an obvious indie pick. I mean, it's first game of the year at home. For bad teams, that could be like, they get up for that, right? Crowd gets up for that, all that stuff. We got Pacers for Jackson.
Underdog was just nice because they would update it like immediately. Like it was.
And by the way, you can find all these spreads over on BetUS. All these spreads are brought to you by BetUS all season long. Still waiting on Connor and Arrow and Zach. We might have to make phone calls off the bat. Arrow is going with the Detroit Pistons. Arrow, I will not comply. All right, I will not comply to what you want me to do. I will not say the B. No, I won't say. Anyway, you might have to make a phone call to our guy Zach.
All right. I'm taking the Pacers, by the way.
And Eric is going with Pacers. It looks like Chat is going with the Indiana Pacers as well. So Chat Pacers, Eric Pacers. And while you call Zach, I will call Connor.
This is pretty annoying that we have to call him first.
Connor's phone really does only ring 3 times. All right, so we will move on. We got Steven Nero going Pistons. We got everybody else so far going with the Indiana Pacers. Let's move on to game number 2. You got the Atlanta Hawks hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Atlanta is a 6.5-point home favorite. Jackson, sorry, I should have told you before this, but just go on BetUS and go down the spread lines, and you'll see the following games. Atlanta 6.5-point road favorite. No, they're a home favorite. Apologies. Early season form. Connor says, hello, sorry I'm late. You're always late, Connor. It's okay. Pick the first game, though. And then we'll move on. You're muted, Eric.
Kobe, thank you to Trevin for sending me a site, but it's by team, so I have to look at each team. So Kobe Buffkin is out for Atlanta. I don't know how accurate these are as well. And then who is Atlanta playing?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn has Bojan Bogdanovic, Trendon Watford, and Day'Ron Sharpe out.
I'm just going to take the points in this one and go with the Nets. This is a pretty gross game. Connor went Pacers for game number 1. Alrighty.
Was it? It's the poll says Atlanta -5. It should have been a 6.5.
Yeah, Atlanta's a -6.5. Okay, chat, 6.5, not -5.
That spread is really hard to read.
Yeah, we can make it a little bit bigger. We got some space down there. But yeah, 6.5. You got the stream up on a small screen?
It's on my computer.
Yeah, we'll make it bigger next stream. Jackson going Hawks. We got Arrow going Hawks. Brendan going Hawks. Let's see. We had 503 going with the Hawks as well. You're muted, by the way.
I finally got a hold of Zach.
Oh, okay, cool. Got you. I was like,
he is on lunch. No idea why. Can't get his picks in then if he's at work. But
yep. Great start for him. Alrighty. Let's see here. We got. Can you read me chat? Chat. The picks in chat.
Brendan is Hawks.
Yeah, got him. Need your pick, Connor's pick, Crushable's pick.
Connor is Hawks. I'm Hawks.
I might get an island.
I don't see Crushables pick.
No, he texted him to me. I got him. It's fine. Crushables went with the Nets. No island for me. And Javon went Hawks. Chat went Hawks. And Zach is MIA. All right. Crushables and I going Nets. Everybody else going Hawks. All right. Game number 3. You have the Miami Heat hosting the Orlando Magic. A battle of Florida teams to start things off here. And Miami is a 2-point home favorite.
All right. Orlando has no one listed on their injury report. Miami.
Jackson says Josh Richardson is out.
Josh Richardson says doubtful, yeah.
Alrighty, so Crushables is going Heat. 503 is going Magic. I'm going to go Magic. Stephen Vaughn is going with the Heat.
I'm going to go Heat. Zach went Pacers and Nets for the first 2 games.
Nice, okay.
And let me know when you're ready for me to read off the rest.
Alrighty. So, I'm good.
All right, so we got Aeromancer Magic.
Okay.
Brendan Magic.
Okay.
Javon Magic. Jackson Magic. Zach Heat. Trevin Heat. Connor Heat.
And Jackson, you sent went Magic?
Yes.
Alrighty, and chat is going Magic 71% of the vote. Whoever chat votes for the most, or the highest percentage, will end up being the double down for chat. This is as close to a split vote as we'll get. This is a 7v6. We get no more pure split votes now. Alrighty. Game number 4, you got the Philadelphia 76ers hosting the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Milwaukee Bucks are 3.5-point road favorites.
All right. For Milwaukee, they are without Chris Middleton. Giannis is on the injury report, but listed as probable. For the 76ers, we know they are without Joel Embiid and Paul George. That looks like they're only 2 people out tonight.
Yeah, pretty big 2 names there, though, for the Sixers and their home opener. Tyrese Maxey going to have to carry them. I think Dame's going to be phenomenal this year. I am going with the Bucks. We got Stephen Vaughn going Sixers.
Aeromancer, how different are they?
Yeah, I made these graphics like an hour ago.
I'm going Bucks.
This is Bucks -4. Okay, it's Bucks at 3.5. Like, it literally doesn't make a difference. Eric said Bucks.
Yeah.
All right. We got Crushables going with the Bucks. Yes, these spread lines are subject to change. These graphics aren't coded live. The Sixers for Steven, like I said, and then you got Bucks for 503.
Let me know when you're ready for chat. Or
Yep.
all the mods.
Yep.
Javon Bucks.
All
Trevin Bucks,
Okay.
Jackson Bucks,
Lots of road teams today. It's slower to put in the road teams. All right, Jackson Bucks. All right.
Brendan Bucks,
Okay.
Zach Bucks,
And what's Connor?
Connor Bucks.
Everybody going Bucks. Might be a good old Steven Island. Chat is going Bucks. I think this is their highest voted for game so far.
No, Pacers got 86%.
Oh, Pacers cleaning up. So you said Arrow and Connor went Bucks, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, Arrow hasn't made his pick yet.
Oh. Arrow should make his pick.
Arrowmancers, he's just complaining about the lines being different.
It's half a point, brother. We've been through this before. You should know. They can change like multiple times in the last hour before a game. I'm not going to be able to sit here with these graphics and be like changing it for every half a point.
All right. Arrowmancer is going with the Bucks.
Alrighty, so it's a Steven Island for this one. Steven Island, we'll see if he can win it. Going for the Sixers without Paul George.
The
and
Dame Hater.
The Dame Hater himself. All right. Next game, we got the Raptors hosting the Cavs. The Cavs are a 6.5-point road favorite.
All right. In this one, the Cavs have Max Strus and Amani Bates out. All right, this is. Oh, that's last year. Okay, never mind. Yeah, just Max and Amani.
Jackson says Raptors have R.J. Barrett, Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and Jacoby Walter out.
Where Jackson? Why couldn't you just send me a link to where you're getting these from?
You might be going through Twitter. Which, in that case, Jackson, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, Bruce Brown, R.J. Barrett, Jacoby Walter, Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Cavs. All right.
All right. 6.5. I'm going to take the Raptors.
Okay, Eric's going Raptors. Crushables 503 and Steven all going with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And let me know when you're ready for everyone else.
Yep. 1 second. All right. Give me Raptors picks first, if you can.
Brendan Raptors. That's it.
Alrighty.
With me.
All right.
And then Trevin, Zach, Javon, Connor Jackson.
And what is Arrow?
Arrow is Cavs as well.
So many road teams, man. Raptors without Barrett, I feel like they kind of need that scoring punch. It's going to be interesting to see how Scotty Barnes does this year. Emmanuel quickly, like, can he take another step? He's kind of one of those, combo guard, scoring guard types that can get you about 20 a game. I forget what he averaged last year. I think it was a little bit below that. And yeah, so everybody else was Cavs. My computer is not liking me today. I moved my computer, new place. I guess it's still adjusting. Alright, got arrows in there. Trevin's in there. We got... Man. Feel free to give your thoughts on any of these teams, too, while I put in these picks, because my computer's just going to be slow during this entire thing when we got a bunch of away picks. All right, we got Eric and Brendan going Raptors. Everybody else going Cavs. Game number 6, we got the Houston Rockets hosting the Charlotte Hornets. The Houston Rockets are a whopping 8-point favorite. I believe that's the highest of the day.
All right, let's see. The injury report for the Charlotte Hornets is as follows. We have Josh Green questionable, Mark Williams out. For the Houston Rockets, they have Steven Adams questionable. That's their only injury.
Alrighty. I'm just going to come out of the gate. I am going to take the points with this one and go with the Charlotte Hornets.
I'm also going to take the points.
Alright, we got 503 going with the Rockets. Eric taking the points with me. Crushables is going to do the same thing. Stephen Vaughn is going with the Rockets. Alrighty.
All right, Zach Trevin are Hornets.
Okay.
Arrowmancer also Hornets.
It's going to be really interesting to see the home versus road splits after this one.
Let me know when you're ready for the next.
I'm ready if it's Rockets picks.
Yeah, Rockets picks are Jackson, Brendan, Javon.
All right, so we need Connor. And then chat, this one's a close one, but 54% of the vote. You got the Houston Rockets for them. Just like last year, they're going heavy with the favorites. That's chat's thing. And then I give them crap, and then they start picking the underdog. And that's how I control my chat. Unfortunately, I controlled them to a win last year, Eric. And then we need our guy, Connor.
Rockets.
He's going Rockets. All right.
Hour later.
7v6 for this one in favor of the Houston Rockets. Game number 7, you got the New Orleans Pelicans hosting the Chicago Bulls. And the Pelicans are 5.5-point home favorites.
Home favorites? Yeah, home. For the Bulls, they are listing no one on the injury report. Lonzo Ball makes his return. I know he played in preseason, but good to see.
Plays his old team at that.
New Orleans, this is a doozy. They have Jose Alvarado got in a car accident and has a knee contusion, not
Oh,
from the
really?
car accident, but he's questionable. DeJounte Murray questionable. Trey Murphy out. They list Zion Williamson on here questionable, but he is just listed out right before the show started.
Yep.
So this is being updated very quickly. Um, and then, yeah, that's it. So Zion, Trey out for sure.
All right. We got Steven going Pelicans. We got Crushables going Bulls. We got, let's see, 503 is going with the Pelicans. All right, we got Pelicans for Javon. Jackson Bulls. We got Bulls for Zach. Brendan Connor.
Arrow is New Orleans.
Okay. Zach Brendan. What are you watching? Eric already talking into his remote. All right. Bulls for Zach. Bulls for. Man, my computer hates me right now. Chat, it looks like is going to go Pelicans, 67% of the vote. Eric, who'd you go with? You're muted, by the way.
Pelicans. Oh, I turned on the Pacers Pistons game on League Pass.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have a TV in this room, like in this corner soon, and I'm excited for that.
Pistons up 12-4.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Season's over.
season's over for the Pistons. Could you imagine their group chats right now? So Trevin went Bulls, and then Connor went Bulls. I have to open up a folder to pick the away teams, man. This is taking so long. It's never done this before. Guess it might be time for a new computer. Put this one in the Blazers Uprise Hall of Fame. Alrighty. Pistons still have fans? Hey, man, people say about the Blazers, Alvaro. We should be rooting for the Pistons to win games. Yeah. I mean, for the tank race. All right, we got 6 people on the Pelicans, 7 on the Bulls. Next game, we got the Utah Jazz hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis is 2.5-point road favorites.
All right, Memphis has Vince Williams, Luke Kennard, Gigi Jackson, Jaren Jackson all out. And the Utah Jazz, the Jazz have Isaiah Collier, Johnny Juzang out.
Alrighty. .503 is Grizzlies. We got Grizzlies for Crushables. I'm gonna go Jazz. Steven's gonna go Jazz.
Aeromancer is on Memphis. I'm also going to take Memphis.
All right. Arrow Memphis. You Memphis. It'll be interesting to see where Memphis finishes. Like, are they really going to be as injury prone as last year? They're already dealing with injuries to start this year. Also, I don't know. The Jazz seem to start seasons well, even though they ultimately end up tanking. So I'm trying not to be like, oh, the Blazers blew them out in preseason. That means the Jazz actually suck, because there is that in the back of my mind. What's Jackson going with?
Jackson was the Jazz.
All right. Feel free to give me any other Jazz picks.
I don't see any other Jazz. For Grizzlies, we got Javon, Trevin, Brendan, Zach. Hopefully that's everyone.
Connor. What Connor go with?
Guess.
The Jazz.
No, Connor's not made his pick. That's what we were supposed to say.
Oh, yeah, of course. But it's fine, because my stream setup hates me. Hates me right now.
Connor, please fast forward your stream.
He has to do his
We
research.
don't want to do this all year. Do your research the previous evening or something.
He has his notes, his notebook, his pieces of papers all across his desk. He's using like the Pythagorean theorem on like some advanced analytics for these teams. I mean, this is Connor.
Grizzlies for Connor.
Oh God, another away team. All right. And then chat is going with the Grizzlies. Okay, so myself, Jackson, and Steven are the only people Jazz. Everybody else here is Grizzlies. Let's move on to game number 9. We got the Los Angeles Clippers hosting the Phoenix Suns. This is going to be an interesting one. The rebranded Clippers versus the new and improved Phoenix Suns. The Suns, another road favorite today. 5-point road favorite.
Phoenix is without Josh Okogie. Grayson Allen is listed as probable. For the Cloppers, they just have Kawhi Leonard out.
Alrighty. I'm Suns.
Yeah, I'm going to take Suns as well.
All right. We got Clippers for Steven. We got Clippers for Crushables.
Neesmith 3.
We got Suns for 503.
All right, we're ready for chat.
I'm ready for Clippers picks.
Don't see a single Clippers one, so I'll tell you that Javon, Jackson, Brendan, Trevin, Zach, and Connor are all Suns.
All right.
And
and Aeromancer?
Yeah.
All right. And Chad is Suns, so that's everybody else here, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
Zach, Jackson, Arrow.
503 went Suns. Basically, it just won't let me put an away pick. So everybody here is Suns except Crushables and Steven. And the final game of the day is going to be your Portland Trail Blazers hosting the Golden State Warriors. Another road favorite. The Warriors are a 6-point road favorite.
All right. In this one, the Warriors have no one listed out. The Blazers, of course, are without Shaden Sharp, Matisse Thybulle, and Robert Williams. If you're talking, you're muted.
All right, so Connor went Warriors, 503, and I went with the Blazers. Crushables went with the Blazers. Stephen Vaughn went with the Blazers. Got Blazers for Brendan, Blazers for Jackson. We got Blazers for Zach.
Connor and I are Warriors. Oh, you already got Connor.
All right, you're Warriors.
I just want to be. I'll be happy if the Blazers do well because the Blazers, and then if they suck, then at least.
Yeah. I am going to try not to make my picks off of emotion this year at all. Because I did that a lot last year, and it felt like, I was like, oh, I could just be double happy if I picked against the Blazers. Or if I picked for them. On a rare occasion. Today, I don't know. I think the Blazers are going to be very competitive. I think this game is going to come down to the wire. I think this might be the loudest that Moda Center is all season long. Javon went with Blazers. And Aeromancer. What did Aeromancer go with?
Aeromancer is on the Portland Trailblazers. Your Portland Trailblazers.
Our Portland Trail Blazers. And chat goes with the Blazers, 69% of the vote. So we got Eric, Trevin, Connor in the bottom left going Warriors. Everybody else is going with the Portland Trail Blazers. Now it's time for double downs. If you're new to this segment, each pick counts as an extra win or a loss. So whichever pick that you've made before, you double down on it and double the stakes.
All right. Chats is Pacers. They came back to tie the game at 12.
Good for chat, bad for us. It's going to take me.
Simone Fontecchio is checking in.
Yeah, man.
Fontecchio.
He's the shooter they need. I mean, they keep trying to go after players that can't shoot.
I know, that's not how you say it. Fontecchio.
All right. So, chat, you said went with the Pacers. See, this will go a lot faster. I need to mess with my setup or mess with my computer. All right. We got Clippers for Stephen Vaughn. We got Crushables going with the Nets. We got 503 going with the Pacers.
Grizzlies for Aeromancer.
Forgot to put Arrow's pick in. Tragic. What did chat get to do double down? Pacers got the highest percentage of vote, so they are the double down for chat. All right. My double down is the Phoenix Suns. What's your double down, Eric?
I'm going with the Grizzlies with Aeromancer.
Okay.
And then let me know when you want.
I'm ready.
All right. We got Jackson Hawks.
Okay.
Zach Bucks.
Okay, you said Zach went Bucks. Where'd Jackson go?
Hawks.
Bless you. Jackson went Hawks. Okay. Zach Bucks, Jackson Hawks. All right. We got. I'm going to move this up for Arrow. All right. What? And then Arrow went Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got Connor. Oh, I should ask for him last.
Warriors.
Oh, okay.
He was the last one to get it, but he did.
All right, Javon and Brendan, and then we're good to go, man.
Javon's is the Bucks.
All right, Javon is the Bucks, and we got Brendan with his first double down.
Brendan is Bucks.
Alrighty, we got some Bucks love here. What'd you say?
Trevin was Suns.
Oh, Trevin was Suns. I accidentally showed a logo, yeah. I thought it was Jackson, but Jackson went Hawks. Okay, so Trevin and I are going Suns. You got 3 people on the Bucks. That's Javon, Brendan, and Zach. You got 2 on the Pacers. That's 503 in chat. And you got Eric and Arrow on the Grizzlies. You got Connor by himself on the Warriors. Crushables by himself on the Nets. And Jackson going against the Nets with the Hawks. And that concludes picks against the spread. Good luck to everyone, especially myself. And I will try and make that segment more seamless. Unfortunately, limited by computer speed today. Got this whole new setup and the computer slowing me down. That is unacceptable, so I will try and fix it. I'll try and fix it.
It is.
Yeah, it is. But if you guys want in on any of those spreads, make sure you check out BetUS, as that's where you can find them. All right, game preview for today. We got the Blazers +6 against the Golden State Warriors at home. Still don't know what the starting lineup is. Okay, I think they'll go with the bigger lineup with Kamara starting and Scoot off the bench. But it basically comes down to, will they start Kamara or they start Scoot? I think ultimately they will start Kamara, and they just want to see what a lineup with Kamara, Avdia, and Jeremy Grant in it can do defensively. Now, DeAndre Ayton is not the best defensive center on this team. He's probably the 3rd best defensive center on this team. So I don't know if you're really throwing out your best defensive lineup 2 through 5 with DeAndre Ayton in the starting lineup. Ultimately, Klingon probably not ready to play starters minutes, but I would love to see Klingon with that lineup because I think that is truly the Blazers' best defensive lineup. And with their 3 guards not being good defenders, it doesn't really matter who you play at point guard. But what I think it allows you to do, Eric, allows you to put, Avdia or Kamara on Steph. You can get back in transition and get cross-matched just fine, right? The only non-forward or center is Anthony Simons. So you just don't want Ayton on Steph, and you don't want Simons guarding Kuminga or Simons guarding a front court player. Otherwise, all your matchups are pretty fine there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the recipe for trying to deal with Golden State with as many screens as they run. They're running some Terry Stotts sets now, so maybe Anthony Simons can be fine defensively because he knows some of these sets. He's the only one who knows any of these sets, right? Listen, I was a Stotts hater, right? I thought Stotts was overrated, but his half-court stuff is better than Chauncey's. That's not saying anything, though. It's not saying anything. So, be interesting to see how, that offense does. But listen, Stotts' offense, when you got a star guard, it can work, but it's super reliant upon that star guard, and the Warriors are going to be super reliant upon Steph Curry. If you can take Steph Curry out of this game, if you can slow down Steph Curry, you can win this game if you're the Blazers. Eric, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I mostly agree with that. They do have a lot of players that could take a jump, like Kaminga, Pods. Um, I think Heald is in a pretty good situation, like we talked about last night, where he just has to be somewhat of what Clay was the last couple of years, which is not a high bar by any means. Um, and then, yeah, so I expect them to still be well coached and get out and run a lot of spontaneous sets and things like that. Um, but I don't think they're like this juggernaut that can't be stopped like they have been in years past either.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Kaminga's kind of their next in line. You know, they don't have Clay. Buddy Hield can get hot, so you got to watch out for him. But they're basically Steph and a collection of role players. You know, you still got Draymond there. He's a Hall of Fame level role player, right? Um, but shooting wise, they're not impressive outside of Steph and Buddy Hield to me, right? Kaminga is a below average 3-point shooter. Draymond Green, definitely a below average 3-point shooter. If they're starting Looney, right, like he doesn't shoot threes. You got Kyle Anderson off the bench. He has had one of the ugliest jumpers in the league the past few years. It looks like he has fixed that hitch a little bit, so we'll see if he can shoot better. He did have a couple decent shooting years, but his shooting form has been all over the map during his career. So is he somebody that can actually space the floor? He takes a ton of time to get his shot off. So I think if you're the Blazers, and especially if you can go big, you can deal with their transition. You can get cross matches fine, but then also you can actually pack the paint a little bit and overplay chasing around screens, trying to run stuff off the 3-point line, and then just wait at the rim for whatever is there, right? Like Kaminga's gonna try and get downhill, try and get to the rim. The Blazers with some size, I actually like the way they match up with this Golden State offense. And I think if there's anything that's going to hold back Golden State, it's going to be their lack of 3-point shooting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Pods and Heald and Curry, that's three decent shooters. So you don't know. And maybe someone off their bench. They just signed Moody to an extension. Maybe he has a good shooting year as well. I think they're okay. They're not terrible. They're not great either. Other than those guys, so yeah, I think they'll be okay. I I do think with Trace Jackson Davis is a little undersized. He's a hustle guy. Looney's a little undersized. He's a hustle guy. Draymond, obviously, if he's playing center, is a little undersized. Um, so they don't have a ton of size up front either if they're playing against really good interior teams. So a guy like Ayton should be able to score a lot in this game. They might even give Klingon a chance to get some offensive rebounds and stuff off if they're guarding the perimeter guys very closely. So yeah, I think we do have some opportunities to exploit some mismatches in this one.
Yep. Looking forward to the post-game show after this game. Like I said, I'll be going to this game, so post-game show will be live probably like 35 minutes afterwards. I still have to see how long it takes to get home from a Blazer game to my new place. Also, man, this is like the best lighting I've ever had for a stream. The sunlight, the natural light. So it's I'm looking forward to that stream tonight. We'll have a new graphics package for that setup, and should be a lot of fun. Event nights will start as we get closer to November. I just want to roll out the post-game show first before we start those. Those should be a lot of fun. If you don't know what we have on tap for this year, make sure you watch the channel trailer I dropped a couple weeks ago. It'll explain stuff. But, yeah, really looking forward to seeing what the Blazers can do tonight. They're coming off a super impressive preseason. Super impressive by their standards, at least. Blowing out the Kings, blowing out the Jazz. Normally, they don't beat NBA teams in the preseason. So 3-1 preseason. We'll see if what showed up against the Kings and the Jazz shows up tonight, which was defense. This team defending their asses off. But then also against the Jazz, they did a really good job of getting out in transition. So will they be able to run the floor tonight? Will they be able to defend the way they want to defend tonight? those are the storylines to watch. And then if they get stuck playing in the half court, what is that going to look like? Because you do got some guys that can bail that out. Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant. Anthony Simons only played one preseason game. Jeremy Grant didn't play the second half of, I believe, any preseason game. So, the half-court offense at times in the preseason, like it did last year, looked pretty poor. The set design, I've ranted about it on previous streams. I don't like the Blazers' half-court structure offensively. I don't like their sets. So are they going to be completely reliant upon pushing the pace and getting out in transition? Or can they actually get some things done in the half court, going against, Draymond Green, going against Kuminga is a okay defender. That's something to watch for in tonight's game. And does it look different than the product last year? That's something to watch for the first 5 games of the season. Are they actually able to enact change? Are they actually able to build towards their defensive-minded, fast-paced identity? That is one of the biggest storylines for the season. I mean, even if they lose games, they can still play that style of basketball. I think they should be at least an average defense. And a lot of young losing teams do get out and run. So, it's not necessarily just about wins and losses. It's, of course, about development this season, but it's also about them actually forging an identity on both sides of the ball, because they've been without one for a while.
Yeah, my main part of that identity is just showing signs that the players are actually trying to implement that identity that Chauncey has spoken now for 4 off seasons of wanting to implement. And so if we're not seeing them push the tempo like they did in that final preseason game, if we're not seeing them scrap and run around on defense like we did in that final preseason game, then something is wrong with this situation, because you cannot continue to preach a certain style of basketball you want to play and then not have that ever translate to the court. So that is the main thing I am looking for this season, is not necessarily whether it's successful or not, but are they actually trying to do the things that Chauncey wants to do as a head coach?
Yep. With that being said, that's a wrap. Anything else, Eric?
No, just thank you for watching this show, and I hope you all join us after the game. Either win or lose, it should be a fun stream to finally break down a game that matters and an actual regular season game.
Yep, absolutely. We'll have you covered with that post-game show tonight. It'll be a little bit late as I'm going to the game. If you see me, say what's up. I'm going to get those free t-shirts that they're showing on the chairs today. I also get another free t-shirt. So I get 2 free t-shirts tonight. That's cool. And it should be a fun night, a fun experience. I don't think the Blazers will get blown out. Hopefully they don't. I think they'll be competitive tonight. And I think the Moda Center will be about as loud as it's going to be all season tonight. So I'm excited to experience that as well. And with that being said, that's a wrap for Blazers Uprise Live, powered by BetUS. We'll catch you later tonight. And until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.